Good evening, Littleton. This evening, we will be starting our meeting in executive session, and we will come out of executive session at approximately 6:30 p.m. So we read the...
Move the select board vote to enter into executive session pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A2, to conduct strategy sessions with non-union personnel, specifically the police chief, and move the select board vote to enter into executive session pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A2, to conduct negotiations with non-union personnel.
Second.
And it's moved by Mark, second by Karen. This will be a roll call vote. Chuck?
Moses, aye.
Karen?
Karen Morrison's aye.
Mark? Aye. And Gary's aye as well. We will see you at approximately 6:30. Thank you. I would like to start the evening with the Pledge of Allegiance, as always, and we would like to follow that up with a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're going to hand it off to Mark for a moment of silence. We had a passing of a veteran.
On behalf of the select board and the town of Littleton, we extend our deepest condolences to the family and friends of John Charles Jack Doyle, who passed away peacefully on June 6, 2026, at the age of 78. A longtime resident of Littleton, Jack was a proud veteran of the United States Navy, serving his country during the Vietnam War. Following his military service, he devoted himself to his family, his community, and a distinguished career with Digital Equipment Corporation. He was also a dedicated member of the American Legion Post 313, where he maintained a lifelong commitment to supporting fellow veterans and serving others. The Select Board respectfully requests a moment of silence in honor of John Charles Jack Doyle, whose life of service, dedication to family, and commitment to his community left a lasting impact on those who knew him. We extend our sincerest condolence to his family and lovers.
Thank you. All right, this evening we're going to read the mail. We're going to get into some department board updates and requests. We've got special Appleman Triathlon, our annual event with the Rotary, coming up. So their members are here to discuss that. We have some vote for our transfer for our snow and ice, and public member updates. We'll get into some fiscal year discussion on town board and committee appointments. We are going to meet our new town moderator. I believe that's happening tonight as well. And we vote to approve or the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation Cycle for Life bicycle event. We're going to finally discuss our select board liaison to different town boards and committees. We're going to have a little bit more discussion on flock cameras, as we're going to continue discussion over a period of time. So you'll see that on the agenda, like I had mentioned, probably for the next several weeks. We'll vote to authorize town administrator to sign an intermunicipal agreement with the town of Boxborough for LCTV. We're going to accept the letter from the Park and Recreation Commission declaring a member vacancy and set a meeting date to make a joint appointment for a new member. And then we'll have a town administrator update, minutes, and then we will adjourn. So, town administrator. We'll be getting into reading of the mail.
It was, okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the Select Board. We have, to start out with we've got a number of current vacancies on town and boards. What is the wish of the, do you want me to read them all?
There's a number.
I'm sorry?
There's a number of them.
Yes, there are.
Yeah, you read
please
them
check the
every week.
website.
I mean, that's a lot. So just
Okay.
look at the website or on this packet online, and you'll see that we have always have volunteer opportunities in the town of Littleton for various committees and boards, so
Maybe one of those will interest you.
please volunteer.
We also have online, that is up there now, the Select Board office hours that would be running through May of next year. At this point, we've got, that is happening probably, I'm looking at twice a week, approximately twice a week in some areas at this point. But we've got Mr. Rambacher, Mr. Bupp, and Ms. Morrison that have taken the brunt of it. And we also have our picnic, Littleton 4th of July Town Picnic press release in celebration of the 250th anniversary. It will be a Littleton Town Picnic at Fay Park on Saturday, July 4th from 11:30 to 2:30. It is sponsored by the Littleton Historical Commission, and it will open with the ringing of town church bells. Free concert by Molly Flannery Quartet, as well as children's games, singing of the national anthem, and other events. The rain date will be on Sunday, July 5th. Parking for the picnic is available at Castle in the Trees and at the Littleton Congregational Church, both on King Street. Participants are asked to bring their own picnic lunches, pack in and out. There are no trash facilities at the park. Preceding the picnic are events at the Littleton Historical Society on Roger Street, adjacent to Fay Park, which include viewing of the historic cannon. And the picnic is funded by a generous grant from the Littleton Rotary, as well as a grant from the Littleton Cultural Council. So if you have any questions, please contact Andrew Bowers at 978-486-8642.
Despite the amount I begged, they will not be firing the cannon. I tried.
We also have a scheduled public hearing for the Littleton Planning Board, which will be this Thursday, June 25th, 2026, at 6:35 p.m. in the multipurpose room in the center on Shattuck at 33 Shattuck Street. This is an application for open space development special permit, stormwater permit, aquifer district special permit, and it's at Bluebird Farm at 359 King Street. The project is consisting of a 5-unit residential open space cluster development. Less than 1 acre will be used for the residential redevelopment, and approximately 5 acres preserved as open space. Here we have a gift acceptance form from EHS in the amount of $2,500. And from the name of the party offering the gift is John C. Morrison and Eunice B. Morrison Charitable Foundation, and it's to help continue EHS's mission for the residents of Littleton, tax relief for the elderly and disabled, and the safe return program. Very generous. Thank you very, very much. We have another gift acceptance form from Sam Alvarez from the library. Also from John C. Morrison and Eunice B. Morrison Charitable Foundation in the amount of $5,000 in recognition of the library's good work, and expected to be spent on programming for the library. Thank you again.
The Morrison Foundation has done a lot over the years for the town, and we are very grateful for their support.
Absolutely. No, very, very
And a huge
generous.
supporter of the library and the COA and other organizations, so thank you.
Yes. Okay, that'd be it, Mr. Chairman, for mail.
All right, thank you. We're going to take things a little out of order since we do have our Rotary family here today. So we're going to go on with 3B, Rotary Club discussion about the Appleman Triathlon. So this is your chance to shine. This is a yearly event that has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, I think, every year. So.
No, actually, it got smaller for a while. I'm Cheryl Kelly, here, and you're going to hold these upside down. These are visual aids, thanks to my husband. And does everyone know what the Appleman Triathlon is? Or maybe I should just give a quick summary for, there are a lot of people who watch you guys online.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I found that out after the last time I was here.
We got a lot of clicks.
Yeah.
Well, because we can mess with AI and dub our voices.
Okay. So the Appleman Triathlon is a sprint triathlon. It's a half-mile swim, a 10-mile bike, and a 3-mile run. We are certified by the United States Triathlon Association, so it is a qualifying race. We have had as many as 600 racers at a time. That was pre-COVID, and was all good, but a little crowded down there. We have since decided that we are going to cap it at 500 people. Last year, we made 40,000 off of that race, and 80% of that 40,000 stayed right here in Littleton. We supported everything from BFW and any Eagle Scout project that comes before us, and TREAD, and we've done a whole lot of I'm blanking on all the different things. We just gave, the other 20%, some of it goes regionally, like we just gave 2,500 to Loaves and Fishes, and we've given 5,000 for an international thing, but it's a good thing.
We do a tremendous amount with the schools here, so they are recipients of a fair amount of what we do earn over the years. So
Anyway, this year we hope to make 45,000.
yeah.
We're on track for it. We
Yeah.
raised our prices a little bit because we needed to be able to pay for the policemen we need for the roads. Now, we had a problem last year. When we first started the race, the first 10 years of the race, I wasn't there, but I was told that basically we shut down all of Newtown Road, all of Goldsmith, all of Shaker Lane, and closed them down. And it's for a very brief time, Sunday morning. The race starts at 8 a.m. and the first biker's out just before 8:30, I believe.
They'll
Is
be
that
out by
right?
then.
About eight, I mean, they swim that half mile mighty fast. 8:20. And then the last biker is usually back by 9:30, somewhere in there, around 9:30.
10 at the latest.
Why don't you come up and talk with us? Because a lot of this is Doug's planning for us.
So Lieutenant Landry is the liaison from the police department. to
And
the
he's a member
Appleman
of our
Triathlon,
Rotary.
And a member of Rotary. Yes.
And so he's been helping us plan this. Last year, we have a couple of painful spots, that scare us. The one by Cleva, but we can handle that. We put a policeman there, we've got the volunteer corps there, and they've got that down. But the road, there are places where the road is really narrow and there's two-way traffic on a long stretch. That's the problem. And we had a bike run off the road on Shaker Lane, and someone hurt, and we're worried about that. Shaker Lane is very narrow, and you get people going in two different directions, and a pack of bikes going down there also, and suddenly you got trouble. So what we'd like to do is, right at the moment, we only close a small part of Goldsmith. We'd like to make Shaker Lane one way, going towards 119. So people can still get down there, they can get to the parking, they can get to the race, they can get to that intersection at Shaker Lane, but then they're going to have to flow out from Shaker Lane. They can't turn up Shaker Lane. So if it's one way going with the bikes, we think that will solve our issue. That was Doug's idea.
Well, let's hear, I mean, you've got the traffic plan, I've seen it.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. No,
Let's
thank
hear-
you all for inviting me tonight.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. This is a great thing for the Rotary and for the town, so happy to help. So, yeah, it's always been an open race. The bikes that come and join us, they know that. It's tradition that. So, but if we can limit some of the traffic in the area, I think it's going to make for a safer race. And we're also going to limit some parking, on-street parking with signage and things beforehand to get ahead of some of the narrowness on the streets. But yes, so keeping that traditional short section of Goldsmith Street closed, as we always have, is going to stay the same. And then again, one way down Shaker Lane with the flow of traffic. So, and there's an officer on both sides of Shaker Lane posted, so they will allow the bikes from Goldsmith Street onto Shaker Lane and kind of limit the gaps and spaces and slow everyone down to make sure they enter the roadway safely with the bikes. And then at the same thing at Great Road, they're going to be allowing people onto Great Road safely, stopping traffic, but no traffic towards the flow of bikes going up Shaker Lane this year. So that is a change, and then also, as we spoke about Neshoba Road. So Neshoba Road at the Water District area where the reservoir is, very tight turn when we're at the Acton line there. So you've got bikes, very early in the race. Both of these roads are very early in the race, so they've got a lot of pep to them. So they're going pretty good at this time. So we want to make sure that's a safe corner for them. So we're going to post an officer down there with the volunteer corps and the CERT team that participates with us. And that is going to be, the flow will be against the bikes in that area, but we have a whole lane to themselves now, right? So the bikes will have that whole lane that they'll know that they'll stay in their right lane as if they were a vehicle. And at the Nagog Hill four-way intersection, there'll be another officer, significant volunteer, just to kind of limit the speeds and everything and let people know there's a bike race in the area. Again, it's the turn that we're worried about, not necessarily the travel, but the two-way travel on that quick section, because they do go left at Nagog Hill at the Orchard. So they'll be off Neshoba Road at that point. I think doing this will allow the flow of traffic in the morning. It would be a lot better, right? If we close the whole course down, we're kind of limiting how people can get to the event themselves, because we get late arrivals. We get spectators that want to come see a family member, or maybe their family member is just doing the bike portion or just the run portion, so they're showing up a little bit late. And if we kind of push those people away, they're not going to be able to get to their event. And then also residents in the area. So like preemptively getting out, using our Facebook, our social media, working with signage. We'll post everything.
We'll post notices, we'll take little notices to the outside of everyone's mailbox. We always do that on the bike route, to remind them that the race is going to happen and ask them to please be careful of everyone. It's a very short period of time that the bikes are out there. It's no more than an hour and a half, and it's first thing Sunday morning. So traffic usually isn't that bad. It's just where the roads are really narrow. We can handle the intersections with the help of our officers, but where the roads are really narrow, it becomes an issue.
It's a major church there, too.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons we're going to keep it flowing the way we've got it flowing. So, but they don't start until after our bikes are done.
Okay, good.
So it shouldn't, there will be people, I'm sure, arriving early. And that's an advantage for making that road one way as we are, because if people are coming in out of Acton, they can take that left and go up. There's no bikes on that part. They come down, if they come by the Orchard, they come from Acton down to the Orchard, then they can take that left and go back up towards their church.
For this short period, anybody coming from Acton westward, if they do want to get to that area of town, Foster Street would be your best route. Harwood Ave or Taylor Street, coming in from, or Route 2, just come from Route 2. But it is a very short time period. It's early in the race. We have our police motorcycle follows the last biker, so we can get on the radio right away. And as soon as Shaker Lane's clear with the last bike, we open that portion up. As soon as we're off Neshoba Road, we open that portion up, and it's back to free flow traffic.
We want to minimize any inconvenience for everyone. We want people to like our race. Actually, we're really delighted to find out Mark now runs the run, and he always actually runs it follows the last runner out and actually runs it.
I'm the caboose.
And we found out that all along the route, there are people who set up, water stands and stand out there with their hoses offering to spray people down. And kids, cheering people on. It's especially for the run going up. It's really, we talked about changing the run, and we got such an outcry against it that we decided not to.
This is our 22nd year of doing this, so it's becoming quite a tradition in the town and along the route. And so I think over the years, we try to improve it a little bit every year, but in the past, we certainly have had very smooth events. The racers have come through no major problems, and we hope to continue that this year.
Any discussion ever of changing the route? I mean, I know you look at this all the time, but
Well, it's actually, we've discussed it every year.
Okay.
And because there are parts of, where they go through Proudy's Woods, that it gets really muddy.
Yeah.
But there are people who come do this race that do it for that part. And, he keeps an eye on that. One year we trucked in wood chips.
Yeah.
We had, one year they were felling trees, and we had to get special permission. They closed the
Yeah, I remember.
trails down,
Yeah.
and we had to get special permission to use it. And they did, and they promised to keep the trees clear, but then there was a tree down, and so that became an obstacle, which people, afterwards, when they give feedback, they actually seem to like. It's all good. The Boy Scouts are our heroes in the woods and keeping people on track.
Great.
The volunteer corps being our hero on the route. And we have people who have done the same corner for 10 years on our bike route, because we try to put a volunteer at every turn
Yeah.
and make sure that no one goes astray. And we have swim angels. Our goal is to always have at least 10 swim angels for the swimmers, for people who are unsure of themselves swimming that long. Park and Rec does a fabulous job of getting out there with us. Tim, and now Tim's replacement, as always, and the fire department always shows up in mass. We said that we give them their own little pop-up tent and little EM and picnic table for their EMT station, and it's usually my son who needs to use it. But it's all good.
Good day.
It is, and it's over. We're cleaned up and gone from the beach by
Yeah.
noon,
Yep.
where there's no sign of us. And we always need someone to lead the Pledge of Allegiance, and would love to have one. You're going to be busy because you're doing our drone shot. Kyla's volunteered to do our drone photography for us this year. But if any of you would like to come and lead the Pledge of Allegiance for us, we'd certainly appreciate it. You have to be there by 7:30 in the
If
morning.
we're singing the anthem, I might volunteer, sure.
What?
If we're singing the anthem, I might volunteer.
You like to sing?
Okay, don't count go.
Well, I had Peter Islin singing this year, but one year we had 2 singers for the anthem, and so one of them sang the anthem and one of them sang God Bless America. And that was grand. Everyone liked it.
Great. Any other concerns from the police department? or-
No, they've committed to staffing it adequately, so I think we're gonna be good, so.
Doug's been wonderful. A big
We'd
help.
be happy to answer any questions anybody might have about the race.
How would the crazy people sign up?
But,
How did the crazies who want to do this sign up?
oh,
ApplemanTriathlon.com has a link to the run sign-up page.
yeah,
And you're still looking for
applemantriathlon.com.
volunteers?
And volunteers, right?
Yes.
And for volunteers, I'm about to post the volunteer sign up on Littleton Moms United. We particularly need people always for set up the night before and break down. We get the beach around 4 o'clock on Saturday night, and we set everything up. And then on Sunday, then a lot of us are there Sunday morning. These aren't where we need people to volunteer, but a lot of us are there by 4:30 Sunday morning, including me, unfortunately. And then, but we need people to break down starting around 10:30 to pick up bike racks and help us take up netting, fencing. We have to keep people out of the transition area. And we can only allow athletes in the transition area. And our transition area is actually the parking lot for the beach area. That becomes our transition area. We squeeze 500 bikes into that. And it's kind of a fun site. If you go online to the ApplemanTriathlon.com site, there's a wonderful video that is a couple years old now, and we're hoping to replace. But it shows you a lot.
All good, thank you.
Okay.
One suggestion, when you have your traffic plan, put it in the volunteer bag so the volunteers, when they're on the course, know how you're directing traffic and how to direct people either to the race or around the race.
We probably could do that.
That's a good idea.
You can kind of see on this, I guess I could put
Yeah.
one-way arrows.
Which way, where the one-ways are, where, if they want to get around, people that want to go from Goldsmith to Acton, where you're recommending they go, that type of thing, because it always comes up.
Okay. Oh, for the ones we put on the mailbox.
Or when you put the
Volunteers.
bags out for the volunteers at the
Right.
different stations, give them those too,
So they have
and let them
answers.
know that tell them to read them, because those
Okay.
always come up.
Okay, we're actually going to, for the first year, we're actually going to have an information booth. Judy Grande has offered to staff it for us and at the beach. We've never had an information booth before, but I think we need one. I run the transition area, and I wear a bright red shirt every year so people can find me, but this will be a lot better.
Is she going to be wearing the Apple Man?
No, no. We have a lovely young man, high schooler, who has done it for the last 3 years and has already signed up to do it again this year. It's very fun. His mom actually called me last year and wanted to know where he should sign up because he liked doing it. It's like, okay.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And if you're in high school or middle school and you need volunteer hours, we're happy to give them you for this. This is a nonprofit thing, and so it's all good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have your permission to make those roads one way as the police recommend.
Yes, this is the recommendation from public safety, so this is how we put our trust in them, so, and doesn't sound like anybody had any concerns of what the plan was, so.
We are a little worried about next year with Shaker Lane being rebuilt.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge.
We'll have
see
to
where they're
cross
at.
that bridge
Yeah.
when we get
I
there and
think-
figure
I
that
think-
out.
I think with it being Sunday, you're gonna be okay, because all the construction is gonna be back in the field.
I know, but
Yeah, you never know.
we use that,
Yeah.
they use them and their field for parking.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out when we get there.
But thank you guys, thank you for all you do for the town and the community, so truly appreciate it.
Thank you for your support.
Thank
Thank you.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
And thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Of course, yeah, thank you so much.
Are we staying for a little bit? You want to?
All right.
You don't have to stay. We always feel like when you finish, you should stay.
Okay.
They may not be-
All right, we have a vote to approve potential agreement with non-union personnel, Alicia Day. We've all discussed it, and
Yeah, no concerns.
no concerns? That's good.
I'm prepared to
Right.
vote. Yep.
Motion.
Move that the select board vote to approve the agreement as presented.
Second.
Moved by Mark, second by Chuck. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Vote to approve year-end transfer for snow and ice spending.
Mr. Chairman, that is a miscommunication. There were no transfers for the select board to take action on this evening. It's informational only. What we'll do, as in years past, is any deficit that we have, and we're looking at approximately $400,000, a little over $400,000 of a deficit, because there were 24 events over the past winter. We will, as in years past, raise it in the recap. So as informational purposes, the 24 events that required either treating and/or plowing, one of the main drivers is the cost of salt. The price went up to $103 per ton this past winter from what was previously at $65. So we're almost looking at almost double. Obviously, we have a limited number of staff and plow contractors. They are working much longer hours, increase the overtime. Vehicle repair is a bit less of a factor, other than the rising cost of plow and sander parts. And that is the update that we offer the select board.
Okay. Let's do our member updates. We're ready for that. Kyle, you have anything for us?
I don't have anything.
No? Dan?
So I attended the retirement party for Kelly Clenchey on
Yes.
last week. I wanted to thank him for his years of service to the town. And we did too, we missed each other. I attended the Bicycle and Pedestrian Committee meeting last week. They're still looking for the speed limit changes in town and some other things going on. I was at the Habitat, or the Affordable Housing Trust meeting. Habitat for Humanity has their building permit for the 87 Tohotawan.
Is that what looks like this work being done there? I saw some chatter on Facebook, like what's going on in there. They've already started
They're starting, I don't know that they started anything. They're gonna, they said there's gonna be starting to clear some of the brush.
That's what it is.
They're planning on starting construction sometime this fall with a house hopefully habitable by next June.
Thanks.
Kyle and I both went to the Historical Society's event at Dirigible on last week.
We did do that.
We did not win the trivia team, but it was a lot of fun, and I believe they still have shirts available over at the Historical Society. They made a nice t-shirt, so I suggest people go over there and check them out. I am going to the Mass Housing Institute Thursday and Friday. They're having a 2-day conference sponsored by Mass Housing Partnership, so that should be interesting. And we have finalized the MOU with Clean Lakes. I think it's ready for Jim to sign. It was been reviewed by Town Council and Westford Town Council. This allows us to piggyback off the Westford's contract for treatment of Forge Pond for this season. We have a draft of an IMA that the Conservation Commission, the conservation agents have reviewed. We're getting ready to send that to Westford, and we'll be bringing it in front of us in the next meeting or two.
That's Lake Mattawanakee, our half, just so that you know. We have a line down the middle of the lake, which is, I don't have a whole lot. One thing had the honor today with our town administrator, Jim. We attended the graduation of one of our newest officer, Officer Jonathan Proya. So I think congratulations to him and his family. I met today, and he'll be starting. Geez, I think they're giving him 1 day off tomorrow. He'll be with us starting Wednesday. So if you see him around town, Officer Proya, please wish him well and congratulate him.
Nothing really, just school is out, so there's going to be more kids in crosswalks and on bikes and whatnot, so just be aware that there's a lot of kids out there, just be careful.
All right, this is the time when we have opened up to the public. If we have anyone that would like to speak, Mr. Sanders.
George Sanders, 672 Great Road. Good evening. I just wanted to bring up a couple of things. One is the crosswalk up here at the Baptist Church up here. I understand they're selling the church to someone in Acton, I guess.
Another church.
And they're probably going to be taking that sign down, Mr. Chairman, and I know we had spoke about that before because cars come up to the stoplight there, the stop sign there. It's tough for them to see when the car is to the right bank coming up Stevens Street there. So, we had someone get killed there coming from the church. And we need to get the state to, it's a state road there, so we need to get the state to look in, probably putting a crosswalk light there. It's definitely needed because you got business on the other side over there, and I noticed the other day people was having a hard time trying to cross over to go to Goldsmith on that side, coming from off King Street to go across over there. So we need to look at that for the safety of the people in the town here. The other thing I wanted to make note on, I spoke to the building inspector with regards to Gary Farm down here. I'm beginning to wonder, what does that place turn into? Is it a transportation relay point? They got all kind of, there's probably, I seen I counted 8 large vehicles down there at one time. And I think now they got a tractor down there, and they got 2 lowboards on this side with the street that goes down back to Harbor there, and then they got a reefer van over there, and they got another trailer, lowboy, and then there's another truck over there. What is going on? This is ridiculous. They bring these vehicles in here into the neighborhood. It's looking bad down there with Gary Farm down there with them bringing these vehicles in here, and I'm just wondering, what in the name were they doing there? I would think that we need to talk to them and say, why are you bringing these vehicles in here?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a violation of a law. I mean, it's private land, right? So,
Yeah, it's private land, but normally when you
For a
got big
safety issue.
vehicles like that comes in like that, usually, I mean, I look at it as being a relay station.
Jim, do you know?
Yeah, I mean, the new owner has no plans at this point with a schedule on developing the site. So any arrangement he or she may have made with that activity, we're not aware of. But I can absolutely follow up and to see if there's any zoning or anything that is violated or anything like that, Mr. Sanders.
Okay, because I know that they originally wanted to bring something in, and the two farms on Great Road there was dead set against it,
Right.
that they wanted to come in here and it sit out there for a while, and then all of a sudden, these vehicles started coming in and parking in over there.
Okay, thank you, sir.
George, just before I let you go, there's still some discussion that I know I've had regarding that crosswalk, of possibility of an island there. We see it in some communities, also in a lot of cities, where it's a halfway point, almost a safe place, where another walk light would be in the middle of the island
Right.
and one on either end, so it kind of, and that's probably what's needed there, just because of the width of that. It's a
Yeah, it's a long,
quadruple lane
So
road.
the Bicycle and Pedestrian Committee held a meeting with, I think MassDOT was there,
Yeah.
and LaPloy was there, and a couple others. And that was one suggestion.
I'd have
I think the police were against that at the time because of making the left turn out of Goldsmith very difficult. So one,
Confusing to people.
well, going around, and there was also talk of moving the crosswalk to the other side of the intersection so that it comes off of the park there by the Veterans Corner, extending that a little bit, making that a safe area and through. I don't know how it was left to who's like driving the process going forward, but we need to follow up with that.
Thank you for bringing it up.
thank you.
Anyone else? Lieutenant Landry, nothing from the police on that crosswalk?
No,
right?
the same, the last I heard was the same suggestions, but no new updates on that.
Okay, thank you. All right. Let's move down to our, actually, Ms. Bean, are you planning to stay here? I'm going to move you up on the agenda just so you don't have to spend the whole night.
I'm happy to listen.
Okay, as long as you're comfortable.
Fine.
We're almost there. Thank you.
No rush.
All right, let's talk about the fiscal year 2027 town board and committee appointments. So we have a list of appointments that we need to make. So any discussion, and thank you to, I think some of these volunteers might be returning. Are they all returning? Or
The majority of them, I think there's only two that are not.
two names, okay.
Yeah.
But once again, thank you to all the volunteers. And I'm one of them on here, so I don't think I can vote. Can I?
You would abstain.
Abstain from myself? Okay, thank you. So I'll look for a motion if we don't have any discussion on,
Is there anybody that is an applicant that wants to speak?
good point.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
You don't have to say anything.
yeah, you, yeah, you spent, you,
Appreciate it.
He's a very valuable member of the zoning board of appeals. He's a reappointment.
thank you.
Can we vote them? Can we do it as a slate?
You can do it as a slate, really.
Just exclude him?
Yeah, I would just skip over the disabilities for him to be able to vote on it. Other than that,
Get that, Mark? Do it as a slate, with the exception of disabilities?
So the motion says, as in the table below, but these ones that were handed out, I don't think are in the table. So I don't know what the.
I would add John McCray and Mrs. Larry, but not in So you're gonna have to hold off on the disability one anyways, which is Gary. So you just do that now.
I'm not,
We've got 5 additional.
You have 5.
Right, as follows. and then-
I can wing it.
okay.
Are we ready?
Yep. You got these?
Yep.
Thank you.
So we'll do all of these plus before, and then come back.
Thank you.
Move the select board vote to approve the slate of appointees in the table below and Alan McCray to Littleton Community Television Advisory Committee, Paulo Lorenzo to Bicycle and Pedestrian Committee, Ann L. Appleton to Sustainability Committee, and Sarah Rustan to Cultural Council.
Second.
Moved by Mark, seconded by Chuck. All those in favor?
Aye.
And thank you to all those volunteers, and please get sworn in as appropriate. Thank you at the town clerk's office.
Now the hard one, do we want to actually put Gary on
You don't have
disability?
Should we put him on at the podium and ask him some questions?
Yeah.
I get enough from Mr. Sanders in the back. I don't need. Please, go ahead.
Move the select board vote to appoint Gary Wilson to the Disability Commission.
Second.
Moved by Mark, seconded by Chuck. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I will abstain. Right, thank you, and thank you once again to all the volunteers.
Bill gets sworn in.
Thank you. Okay, now on to the introduction of our town moderator, Cammie Bean. Please, come on up.
I don't have a dance prepared or anything.
No?
We forgot the walk-up music.
I did bring my town meeting time.
I was going to read it, or?
I could read from it. It's fascinating reading. Yeah, so I'm here to introduce myself as your newly elected town moderator. I'm,
It's fantastic.
a little bit nervous about this. This is quite a role. I take it very seriously, though, and I'm really excited to partner with all of you to learn and to grow in the role and to do our best to keep moving Littleton forward in the spirit of participatory democracy and be the unbiased town moderator that I need to be. So I have started my studies by reading the book. I have become a member of the Massachusetts Moderators Association. I was going to come to this meeting 2 weeks ago, and it turned out that was the first training, so I went to that. I've been assigned a mentor with the Carlisle, who's the town of Carlisle moderator, who I think Tim Goddard, who I've met with, he was the town administrator there at some point, so I think he knows him as well. And of course, I've been in touch with Tim and plan to lean on him heavily, and really just want to keep the lines of communication open with all of you. I am very new at this, so I'm not a lawyer. I'm a public speaker, sort of. I'm a writer. I can hopefully keep the crowd in order. Yeah, but I'll be really looking to take guidance from all of you as well.
Madam Moderator.
Madam Moderator.
That's your best friend right there.
She'll,
Yes.
our town clerk, she'll keep the order of the entire place.
Yes, I feel very confident in our town clerk and town council. I've been told town council will be here and town
Yes.
clerk will
Correct.
be here. And Diane has already, after I handed in my papers, and she said, Tim has been doing this for 20 years, and the guy before, 35 years, and I thought, oh my goodness, what have I
Well,
signed
it was a
up for?
20-year, you signed up for 20 years, I think.
It's in the
motion. It was a tiny print, yeah.
So we'll see how this goes. Yeah, I think really important to stay informed of what the hot issues are. So that going into town meeting, I have some idea of what the hot ticket items are. And then certainly working on procedural things with all of you. So prepping of the warrant. I don't know exactly how Littleton does it relative to, every town seems to be doing it a little bit differently. And it's been interesting hearing from all the various moderators on how they do it. So,
You'll get your style. I would say definitely watch some of our town meetings.
yep,
and
I've been to many of
try
them.
to don't cringe too much, and then,
I've been to many of them, so I have a sense of how it's been done here.
but put your own,
Yep.
we're excited just to have a new voice.
A madam moderator, that will
I know.
be different for Littleton.
Oh, it's fantastic. Thank you. No, it's fantastic, so appreciate you stepping up. It's such a critical position in the town, and nobody really talks about the town moderator until the spotlight's on it, and
Right.
you're controlling an entire town meeting, so we appreciate it and the value
Thank you.
So thank you.
When I was getting signature, someone at the transfer station kind of leaned in. He was like, "So what are you going to do for the town?" You know, as if he wasn't going to sign. I said, "Well, I'm going to
Heard
volunteer and step in, and just like all of you do, right?" So that's a start.
And herd cats.
It was like really challenged, like, what's going to be your platform? Well, I'm not supposed to have a platform.
Yeah, right.
I'm supposed to be unbiased, so.
Fantastic.
Yes, that will be
Good answers.
my key role, yeah. So any questions for me?
Yeah, please open it
Or
up.
suggestions on next steps, or what I should do?
Well, we opened up, we know that, you know the dates for everything for town meeting, right? And we should make sure you're involved in.
Yeah, I think,
Preparing the
yeah,
warrant.
I've already got it penciled in, yep.
And, you know, I think, you know, if you're going to, each town moderator has their own style and, you know, and I think that's a great thing. Last town meeting was very different with a different town meeting moderator. And I'm looking forward to your style and
I'm sure I will grow into my style, so no big changes this first year, I'm sure, but I will take any suggestions. And I know there's a survey that's gone out. I'd be keen
Yes.
to check that out.
Sure.
And,
and anything we can do to help you succeed, you know.
and I won't know what questions to ask necessarily early on, so if you have any ideas or suggestions,
I don't think we know them yet either.
we will be wayfinding our, you know,
We'll have LCTV put you on a 5-second tape delay so that they can edit anything.
they can edit anything. Oh, no.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you, Karen. Appreciate you stepping up and look forward to your tenure.
Yes.
Yes, we'll see how long. 3 years,
Good
20
luck.
years, 35, I don't know, yes.
Yeah, thank you for doing
Yeah,
it.
all right, thank you.
Awesome. Congratulations. Thank you. All right, is there a motion there?
No.
Okay.
She's elected.
Yep. All right, we're going to move on. Vote to approve the route for the October 3rd, 2026 Cystic Fibrosis Foundation Cycle for Life bicycle event.
Looked like Police, Highway, and Fire didn't have any issues, so.
Yep, I get in the back. I'm getting the head shake. We're ready for it. Okay. Is there do you have any skin in the game here as far as details or anything for this particular event? Sorry, no, okay. Okay. Any discussion on this?
Moves the select board vote to approve the request of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation to use town roads for Cycle for Life on Saturday, October 3rd, 2026.
Second. Moved by Mark, seconded by Kyle. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, review, discuss, and assign select board liaisons to town boards and committees. So we have the list, I believe, correct, with us? On this? Any, I'm open to discussing who wants to move where, if you want to try something. Kyle, I know it's all new to you, but any members that want to try something? Yeah. Thank you. We can go down the list, or we can, it's a lot of writing for you, Anthony, if you, or we have to fill all these in.
Well, in the packet, there's names.
Yeah, we have,
Yeah. Those were last year.
yeah.
It was
That's important to know, though, because it might just stay the same in some cases, I mean, unless somebody,
Retire the Charter Review Committee liaisons, right?
Well, and
that's, oh, for the liaison part, yeah. Well, let's go down the list. This won't, we can do this fairly fast, actually. We have one member at Agricultural Commission.
I've been doing the AgCom and the bicycle and pedestrian. And Clean Lakes, the top. Yeah, and I don't mind continuing with those three.
Okay.
If someone else wants them, I'm more than willing to.
Any, all right, so Mark will keep you on Agricultural Commission, Bicycle and Pedestrian, BPAC. Who was the member last year? I don't have that sheet.
Me?
You, okay. Are you,
I'm fine with that.
okay. This will help. All right, Charter Review Committee, so as a discussion, do we we need to continue to have representation with that committee if they're done meeting, I believe.
Until we dissolve it.
Until we dissolve it?
I think so.
Okay, we'll just stay on until we dissolve the commission.
Well, all three of us can't be there, so.
Yeah, because Kyle's,
Fair point.
it might be a good transition for one of you to step off and leave him on.
Yeah, we're just going to have you, I'll step off. The
Okay.
two of you can continue with
That's fine.
the cleaning up and finishing up the project. Clean Lakes, Mark, will continue with. Now, so Matthew had the Conservation Commission liaison and the Council on Aging. I don't mind taking on Council on Aging, probably.
I'll take ConsCon.
Well, okay. Anthony's right. You writing it, Anthony?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Cultural Council, I was on this as well, so this is one that I didn't do a whole lot with, so
I kind of know several people, and they've been coming to me.
there you go.
So,
Thank you, Karen.
I'll take it.
Finance Committee was Mark and I. It's typically, I mean, when doing finance policy, it's usually the chair and then the member. I know you were on it last year as well, but
I don't want to throw Kyle under the bus, but that's actually a good place to learn.
it is.
Yeah,
So I don't.
I'm interested in it.
All right,
So.
you can move in for me. I came from FinCom, so we're quite comfortable handing it off, and good, definitely a good place to learn.
It's Kyle and who?
Kyle and Mark, you want to stay on it?
Sure.
Thank you. All right, so Matthew Nordhaus also had Historical Commission. So,
Nobody's jumping. I'll jump in.
you want to do it?
Sure.
Okay. And, let's see,
It's 3 as well.
the next three. I think your computer just died, so no, it didn't.
So Matthew was a second on Light and Water, right?
Yeah,
So we need a second.
I'll get on Light and Water, I have no issue. Chuck, do you want to stay on?
Sure.
Okay. The two of us will handle Light and Water. Park
And I will Park and Rec, right?
Park and Recs Commission was Chuck and Mark. You comfortable staying on the commission? You,
Yeah, I'm good. Unless somebody else wants it.
anybody else want it?
I'll take it if somebody doesn't want it, but
I'm good staying there, but if you want it, Karen, I can, either way.
either way.
All right, we're going to move Karen onto the Park and Rec Commission. Thank you. With Mark. Permanent Municipal Building Committee, that's Karen and Chuck. You guys comfortable staying on it?
I haven't really, that's always been all Karen.
I'm fine with it.
You want to? Yeah.
That's another good one for learning, honestly. So you hear
Kyle
a
and
lot
Chuck?
about everything
NBC.
that's happening.
2 of us do it, maybe?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Kyle and Chuck?
Kyle and Chuck.
Appreciate, like, you guys tell me which ones to get on.
No,
'cause
that's a good one. Very involved.
Not a heavy lift, but you find out a lot.
You're in the know on, yeah, any building stuff.
Great. Now all my neighbors will be asking me.
Personal Advisory
On the
Committee.
street all the time.
I've been on this for a few years. It's something I thoroughly enjoy, just
It's your wheelhouse.
professional, comfortable with it. But if somebody really wants to jump into the human resources realm.
I think we're better served with you on there, to be honest.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll gladly stay on it, so thank you. Let's see, Planning Board, we had Mark. You go to every meeting, Mark, so I
I go to quite a few of them.
have trouble pulling you away from that.
I don't mind.
It's critical, it's just such an important board, so. In any of these, you can add a second liaison if we wanted, so if somebody wants to jump in and say, no, I want to learn more about that, and there's only one, we can always add a second.
I'm good with school committee.
You can stay with school committee? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Shade Tree Committee, Karen?
Yep.
Good, okay. Sustainability Committee, Karen?
Yep.
Comfortable there still, okay. Trust Fund Commission, Chuck?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, these ones we do not have particularly a representation, but we've put ourselves into some of these. Board of Assessors, we typically don't. Board of Health and Board of Trustees, Mark, you've been
I've been,
involved.
yeah, I'm more than willing if someone else wants to be their point of contact.
Mark, you on health as well?
I'm their point of contact, but if you want to take it.
I think you're doing a great job.
It might be time we think about putting a representation or at least a liaisoning with the Cemetery Commission. I don't, there's a lot going on.
I'd do that.
Yeah,
I spent some time up there.
okay. So, that's not what I meant, but thank you. CPC, I think we've gotten better about bringing CPC in and discussing kind of where.
They've been good to coming to us, too.
Yes,
yeah.
I think I will just keep those, unless you think we need someone
I
representation.
think communication's been pretty good as it is.
I communicate with them a fair amount.
I was going to say, it's Mark's there.
Yeah.
Mark's at
It's just an important.
And a lot of it comes through FinCom. A lot of what
It
we get
does.
from that is through FinCom.
That pool of money is becoming more and more important as
That's true.
it's used for amazing things for the community, so. All right, we have Council on Aging Housing Subcommittee.
I don't know there's such a thing.
Yeah.
It's not,
Okay, so that's scratched. Housing Authority,
that was Matthew, right?
that was Matthew.
Actually, Matthew's an elected official.
Matthew's elected on that.
That is what it is then. Insurance Advisory Committee, I didn't even know this was.
I don't think we had anybody
No,
on that.
I don't think we need to. Littleton MBTA Commuter Rail Advisory Committee, I get every one of their emails.
That's different.
I've dealt with
Is
Brian
it-
a little bit.
That's not, this is when we were talking about the station, isn't it? Not the
It is.
MBTA.
Keith and I think this started back when Keith and I were doing stuff at the station, exactly. Expanding
I think that one's-
parking, and
I don't know that that's still a committee.
I don't think it really is.
Okay. All right, we're going to remove any liaison with it. Zoning Board of Appeals, we typically don't have a member representing. Any interest in jumping in with those people, or? Okay. Disability Commission, I obviously was just appointed. We do not have representation there, but I'm on it as a citizen at large. So I guess that's a member that, Littleton Community Television Advisory Committee for the LCTV, I've been on it as a citizen at large there as well, so I'm open if somebody's really interested in it.
I mean, there's a little bit of a learning curve there, so if you're comfortable staying,
Yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoy it. It's a great department, obviously. Hi, guys. But I will stay with them. Affordable Housing
That's me.
Trust Fund, yep, you'll stay.
Yep.
Okay. Committee for the Exploration of Real Estate Tax Relief for Seniors, 1 and 2.
it's you and I, right?
Yeah, we've been on this committee. We haven't met. We're in a situation now where we met, almost twice a month for a while. Then we went to once a month. We tried to get information out really about all the programs that are available.
Other communities.
Yeah, that other communities are using for tax relief for seniors, different programs that we have in town. We had sessions at luncheons. So I think now we're at a point of we're going to meet as needed. So I don't want to remove that committee yet, because I think to me, as new state law comes out, maybe gives us some more options to help.
And we've got a little bit of, done a little bit with the legislation.
Yes,
state
there's
rep.
legislature. So we'll see.
I'm comfortable staying there.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you staying on too?
Yeah, I will. Thank you. Economic Development Committee.
I'm going to fall on a sword here, but I think that this is an important one to re-engage and kind of, it's almost like the phoenix out of the ashes to bring this back, because I think that with 550 and Northern Bank of Trust doing their development, and who knows what McGovern's going to do with the Donland site.
Common Convenience.
Yeah,
is up
exactly.
for
So
sale.
there's a lot going on. I've been remiss, frankly. Lost a lot of members, and I'd like to try to, and maybe two of us could jointly build this. Mark keeps looking at Kyle.
Yeah, I know, I'm feeling the, hey, say something.
No, it's,
Yeah,
I'd be willing to do it too. I don't know what if you don't want to do it, Chuck.
No, I actually
We're
really
willing
do.
to-
yeah, I was trying to kind of gauge your interest based on
I
what
am
you were
very
saying.
interested in it, yeah, and I think it's something that, it has, I want to re-engage with it and have talked to some other communities and just where we're at right now, I think this is pretty important, and I'd like to be part of it.
Great, thank you.
I mean,
So we got to fight it out, or?
You're welcome to it.
Oh, how gracious of you. Yeah, I'll do it with you, Chuck.
all right, great, thanks, Kyle.
Get that commercial business in town.
Exactly.
Shaker Lane Building Committee, so this is,
Mark and I.
yeah, you and Mark, so you guys are gonna stay with that?
I think we stay
Right
with
to
it
the
just
end?
to, yeah.
Yeah. Then we have our Transportation Advisory Council 1 and 2.
I think that's now defunct.
Yeah, well, all right. We won't. All right. That's it.
There's nothing that we're not, like,
Anything else you guys think we need to be involved in or not, or is it on this list, or do you think we need representation to?
Well, we need to do the newsletter. Who's writing the
Yeah, so I don't know if we can put that in here.
And are you continuing doing the podcast, or do you want to hand that off, or?
Either.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't a select board official thing. I think it was more.
You were all invited to co-host anytime you wanted.
You are?
Yes, you were.
You don't want me in
multiple
front of
times.
the camera too much.
I usually put my
Multiple
invitations
times.
on the fridge, Karen.
I have a limited shelf life.
So. I do think
If you need
that,
help, I'm happy to, I didn't know there was an open invitation.
I'll be a guest.
sick, yeah, do it. Great,
Okay.
yeah.
We'll get more. I think it was the first year, so I think we can really build upon it. I think it is definitely something that reaches more of the community and touches a lot of people that typically wouldn't watch this.
Right.
So, and it's a good synopsis. And you do have some great guests on too that are critical to the times and what's going on, so.
So, and then for the newsletter,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, you're right, it's not a liaison, but it
Yeah,
does need- we
writing.
do need to figure it out, I think.
I mean, you did it as chair. I mean, I can do it as chair unless somebody
Mark.
I did it as chair as well.
Mark did it as chair, and we sort of worked together on it when I was vice, and
It's the
now
newsletter.
I did it, and
Yeah.
Mark still helped. But
And you guys are pointing at me. I'll make sure it gets done. Thank you.
And if
See,
you're
who's
stuck-
I
retired?
just need a,
Exactly.
All right.
I count two. There's the editorial staff right there.
All right.
If you're stuck, I mean, just,
Now,
or
be
you
careful.
can't do it.
Well,
so
hold me
much,
accountable
just
for what
reach
I
out.
print. I'm just-
yeah, I mean,
That's.
we did that a lot.
Like, I don't have time, can you write something, and
Yeah.
vice versa. so.
Okay.
And a lot of times just getting somebody else to start
Yeah.
helps you finish.
First step, sure.
So, yeah, any,
Got it.
let us know.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I'd throw something out there. The Employee Appreciation Committee within the town hall
Yeah.
is, we've talked about recognizing employees and that kind of thing. I'm not saying that we have to put our thumb on it, but I think it wouldn't be a bad idea for one of us to liaise with them just to find out, so that we know when something's going on for employee appreciation, so we can be present, or we can support it. Or-
Be put on the mailing list, basically?
Yeah, I mean, Jim's pretty much in tune with
Yeah.
that group, so we could ask for more updates, I guess.
Considering we're going to do an emphasis on spotlighting the departments or different employees and things of that nature, I can absolutely, when that comes up, to make sure Nancy circles in with the select board.
That'd be great, yeah.
That's a good idea.
Thanks, Jim. Anything else? Good? All right.
Yeah.
Don't need a motion.
I feel like the people in the audience want to speak, that are in the front row.
Oh, please, come on up.
Do you have employee appreciation cookout or anything like that?
No.
Would Rotary like to be involved in that?
We do have, that's, we have that annual, well, we, there's a number of different things throughout the year, like Halloween party, Christmas party, things that recognizing that. But every summer, we usually have a barbecue that is in the parking lot between the library and the center on Shattuck Street. And this year, that's going to be, I believe, July 29th, 30th, 29th, 30th. Where it's really just the employees coming in and employees from different departments that are not here, housed here, will drop by. And the select board is there, and absolutely.
That's a draw.
If Rotary can help.
No, I'd love it to be even, there's nothing wrong with having two events for employees, it may be a fall thing, a fall fest or
If you
something.
guys can come up with something you'd
All
like
right.
us to help
Thank you.
with. And we have-
Thank you, Cheryl.
we have-
Thank you, that's
we
very
have
generous.
budget,
Appreciate
we
it.
have
Thank you.
manpower.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We need a dunk tank.
Why does she look at me when she says
Was
that?
that you or was that me?
No, I think okay.
Yeah, we'll do a blind survey to all the department heads.
If we can raise money, I'll get in the tank.
Absolutely, 50th row. I'm good with that.
50th row.
Be a great fundraiser.
Doug is throwing a bunch of money down with the coast of the tank.
I'll
Just let us know what we can do.
mortgage my house.
Thank you.
Wow. Sits right here.
All right. All right, well, thank you guys for continuing and adding on. We do need a motion.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Thank you. I'm going to look for the motion.
Move the select board vote to reassign the committee member liaisons and representatives per the discussion at the June 22nd select board meeting.
Second.
Moved by Mark, second by Kyle. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right. We are
You said July 30th, right? Thursday.
flying through here.
Yes.
Flock.
Okay, we're moving on to the more flock discussion, camera discussion.
We have Tom Harrington on.
Okay, so we select board's continued discussion of our own research behind the scenes. Everyone's kind of been doing their own thing, and we get together at obviously this meeting and discuss more. Town council's been a little bit more involved, but this one specifically, we're going to talk more about the one at the Point. So that's in the agreement that's in place. It is the camera does not fall in with the rest of them. It's not at the same contract. So it's a little bit different, but I think it warrants our discussion and where the way forward potentially that we can move this, and that's why we have town council, so we can discuss that as well. So, Tom, thank you for being here. I know you shared some findings with us. You emailed out to all of us, so I don't know if there's something you want to kick off to talk about what you found out?
So we've been through a couple of iterations. Oh, by the way, my name is Tom Harrington. I'm town council for the town of Littleton, and it's nice to see you all tonight. So what you have before you tonight is a gift agreement wherein Sam Park would gift to the town $3,000 a year, and in return, the town would have installed and would monitor a flock camera, or what we refer to as the flock safety hardware, on the property located at 812 Constitution Avenue in Littleton. The agreement kind of spells out essentially that the police control the data, Sam doesn't have access to the data. But I think the question before the board is, so since it's a gift, it would be incumbent upon the select board to accept the gift. And if you do, then we would have you authorize Jim to sign on behalf of the town. But recall, we went through this issue at town meeting, where there was originally, I think, 5 cameras plus this, or maybe 6 cameras plus this, and town meeting voted to amend the appropriation to the police department in a way that they couldn't use available funds for the flock contract. So we would be down to having a single flock contract or flock hardware installation, and it would be all based upon a gift from Sam Park. So that's where we are, but happy to, I know you guys are all thinking about it in a lot of different ways, and happy to discuss and answer any questions to the best of my ability.
Yeah, and just so the community knows, and I don't, Doug, I've been spun up on this a little bit. That particular camera has not been utilized.
Right, we're not using
Right.
it, it's up, but we're not using the camera.
Yeah, so it's, and talking to the current Chief Patterson, he said it will not be utilized until the select board makes decisions and policy decisions, so that's why, and Karen, thank you for bringing this to the front, this particular one, so I'm open to discussion or questions of town council as well, if you will.
Just an initial question. Are we confident that the $9,000 covers if the contract is changed to one camera?
So it's a good question. I believe it's covered, but we can circle back with Flock and make sure that's the case.
Sometimes, the price changes based on how many
Right.
you've got on the contract.
They had priced it out on a per camera basis, and I didn't see anything in the contract that
10 for 1.
Yeah.
put an additive
Six
on for a
packs.
single contract, but we
Okay.
can double check with them.
All right.
Who's the contract currently with?
Like, what do you mean?
Currently with
Well,
Sam Park and
Oh, I
Company?
see.
No, so the contract would be between Littleton Police Department and Flock.
it would be, or it is currently?
Well, there is a contract, but it's currently not funded.
So the current contract covers this camera in addition to all the other cameras. I think that's Kyle's
That's
question.
what I'm asking, yes.
It's a separate contract, correct? The camera, that camera is a separate contract.
It is. There are two contracts, one of which touched upon the 5 or 6 town council was referring to earlier.
Which was still successful.
Which has been unplugged.
Yep.
And then this is a standalone independent one that originated prior to the LELWD ones.
Yep.
On at least the agreement side from Sam Park reaching out because of the event that happened up there.
Yeah. Well, there's a few events, but the
right.
Lascivious Act.
Daily.
So
Right.
that's reiterating Kyle's question, is that separate contract is with, who are the parties in that contract?
I believe it's Flock.
And
And, no, it would be, because the private entity can have nothing to do with this. It's a matter of, as Mr. Park had said from the very beginning, the data and the control and everything is on the Littleton Police Department, I'll pay for it. That's it. That was.
So
that
the
was
current
verbal-
contract has Littleton as,
The police department. That would be that, yes.
Now, is Mr. Parks, and I wish he was here, just, obviously, he's interested in protecting his businesses to the utmost, and that's why part of why this whole thing stemmed up, some of the things that were going on his property, but.
Correct.
I'd like to potentially have him discuss with us what his thoughts are, as part of the discussion on the need for that particular camera where it is. That would help me understand. We've removed, or we've shut off, basically all the other cameras, but I am sensitive to me personally, I'm sensitive to that particular camera, the
Yeah.
one-point access to that, our commercial hub, basically, right now, in Littleton. And what would be his plan if we just said, no, we're not using that camera? What would be his concern? What would be his plan? What's his next?
I'm sure he would concur with the board. This was originated because of the lewd event that took place in addition to
The burning of all the Tesla.
burning of all the Tesla and things of that nature. So, but it was really the lewd event that really he was incensed about and reached out to me and said, I want to be able to do something, and this was the conversation that ensued with the Flock camera for that. But if he would, if it's the wish of the select board, I'm sure he would say, okay, fine. But he would like to do something to make people feel a little safer there.
Okay. What do you, the board, how does the board feel about, what separates this camera, or should it be? I mean, we're still working to decide if we can create some type of a policy for control of data and all of those concerns that the public and our concerns too. Is that camera different, or, I mean, or are we just gonna, we need to remain, it gets kind of lumped in with the other ones until we can figure out what we want to, how we want to move forward, if at all?
I'll go first, but I do think this camera is different in that it's on private property.
That is certain.
So that makes the camera different. That doesn't mean that we don't follow the same policy on the use of the data that we would have on a public camera, and that we need that policy before this camera would be turned on, right? But the camera itself is different, because you are on private property.
So, I guess these type of cameras, the photographic piece is, you know, I would use it, it's probably the ones that you see where it doesn't involve the police in some communities, is where communities have a mall, and they have a security office, and they're the ones that have the data, and their flock is feeding their data, and they're in control. So that's what, Sam Park doesn't have a security office up there. He doesn't have a team up there, and that's why I think the origins of this were, I'm not going to put a security office in. It's right there. If you guys want to monitor it, please.
Even if he didn't have a security office up there, he would still have the ability to, if he has a management team for the area, that they would have access, or they would be able to see, and he wanted nothing of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything for the police department.
I guess I'm not quite understanding that. I mean, private businesses are responsible for the security on their private property, typically. I'm just sort of fundamentally at odds with this idea that a private business can say, the safety of my property is now the town's concern, and I'm not going to do anything about, security on my property unless the town is also going to put in manpower on it. I fundamentally have a problem with that. I also question, who else are we willing to cover? We've got a huge development coming into town. If the new developer says, well, yeah, I don't want to monitor my own cameras either.
Well, they can't. With the flock, they can't, from what I gather, if I'll look to town council, but with the data and the activity, that it's only overseen by a law enforcement agency. Am I correct, Tom?
Yeah, that's correct. Because of I believe it's because of the license plate reading technology, that it can only be accessed by a
Law enforcement agency.
police department.
So then I'm confused as how a private business entity was able to procure a flock camera. Unless it was in an agreement with the police department at the time that basically said, hey, if I add this one more flock camera and I pay for it, will you monitor it?
Which it's not monitored. It's only looked at
If something happens,
happens.
sure, if something happens.
It's never been used.
Well, if it's on, it's being used.
But I'm just saying it hasn't been, I don't believe it's ever been used, has it?
believe so.
Yeah.
If I,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not monitored. My understanding is it's more of an investigative tool after the fact, that an incident would occur and there might be some recourse afterwards that we could, identify suspects and things like that and get property back if stolen and more as an investigator.
So to Karen's point, if, Mr. LaPoli came in front of us and said, we'd like to put flock cameras over there, are we wanting to do it? If Amazon came in front of us and said, we want flock cameras over there, are we going to do it?
Well, on 550 King Street, we have public-private. Like, those roads are going to be.
They're private. They're all private.
Yep.
The entire complex is private. There's no plan for any public road over there.
No, in order for us to get the MassWorks grants, we had to have skin in the infrastructure.
I mean, even that being said, I think, this is one of those, I talk about ballot, because the best way for our community to be able, and it can be a survey question to the, it would help me as a public official to, you know, we hear, we've had people in front of the camera talk about, you know, in a town meeting, but what happened at town meeting, and I'm very cognizant of the fact, typically when we bring something to town meeting that's warrants discussion, you have a presentation of the positive and the negative. Well, all we got there was the removal of a budget, and there was no other discussion, and that's what's missing in this whole picture. So it's something, though, that I think if we got in front of this with a survey question on the ballot, and I'll let the town clerk maybe speak to that, where you have and I've seen it with other things, those that have been here, you have the one page, the positive about something, and then the whole other page is the negative, and then you vote. And it doesn't hold any bearing, you know, as to what we're going to do, but it helps the public officials get an idea of where the community kind of sits on any given thing. And I think that might be an avenue that we pursue with something like this. Because I know we all have our reservations, and we absolutely can keep this locked down forever, you know, and if we cannot find a way to control, you know, get a high level of confidence that the data is being controlled, and whether that's through our police department, because it seems like our community has a much higher level of trust in our police department than it would any outside agency. But what's the process of them sharing that information with other, you know, officials, if you will, you know, be it federal or state or whatever. And that's what interests me. If we are going to have it, then how much control, does the select board potentially have over that? Or what's the process that the police department has to go through before they release anything? What's the notification to us or to the town manager, the town assistants, town administrator's office? That's the type of stuff outside of the data, and I know you brought some of the data concerns, that can the data be sold? And, you know, for every negative thing I see online, which I hate being the Google guy, but you can find the positive. It's harder, but you can find the stuff that debunks some of the hysteria behind it. And I'm seeing more and more of that. And, you know, I was looking at Waltham recently, just had a very serious incident where they used their flock to assist in the arrest of somebody. So, and we all know that there's positives to everything. It's the deep negative that we have to weigh, right? I mean, the five of us have to weigh. Is the public safety part potentially used to this? Does it thoroughly outweigh the negative potential of this? So,
I mean, outside of taking flock out of it, I'm concerned about setting the precedent that if any private business owner, let's say the town says we're okay with flock. If we do this, I think it sets the precedent that any private business owner, if you want the police department to have, you know, investigative access, just fund a flock camera. And then, not that I'm saying we're going to monitor it 24/7. I know that's not what we would be doing, but it sets a precedent for future private developments to say.
Was that a bad thing?
Why not have them fund their own closed-circuit TV cameras instead?
They can fund their own flock cameras. I'm not understanding the idea that.
They can't.
Yes, they can. HOAs have flock contracts. Private banks have flock contracts. I don't know why Sam Park couldn't have a flock contract.
I mean, that doesn't make me feel any better. Okay, so, I mean, the public sitting here, we don't like it or we like it, but now they're all over every, you know.
I mean, it's right here on their website.
Yeah,
I think to your point, we need more information to make.
We do,
a
that's what we're working
decision.
through. I just think this was a discussion that, because that camera is separate.
Yeah, I mean.
You're right. You mentioned it to me, well, what if we put one up, you know, at, same, you know, all the different private places, and that same question.
Right.
You know, then the counter argument was, okay, then it's because I was concerned also about the resourcing and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I've seen, that it's been used for, and I've seen the negative, the stuff that it can be used for as well, but potentially. But the positives are, something happens, a identification of a vehicle, be it somebody got a picture of the back of a vehicle or a witness, that vehicle goes from here to northern New Hampshire, you punch in a license plate in the computer, and it ping, 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 ping. You can see where that car has been and where it was last seen, and it's
But you shouldn't be able to if our policy says we're not sharing the data.
correct. So this is, and here's that's the.
And honestly, there's no need for a flock camera at the point. There needs a closed circuit camera. There doesn't need to be
Yeah.
a license plate reading camera.
And Karen and I talked a little bit about that, and, we talked to Chief Patterson over the summer to have him come in, or part of his team come in and discuss closed circuit, whether we have to get a professional here with them, just to discuss the closed circuit that Littleton would obviously have full access to, and what's the negatives to it, the resourcing of something like that, obviously that's a live video, the storage of that information, how far back it can reach, things like that, but just, I'm dumb to it, and I just want to see personally what CCTV is compared to the flock when it comes to protecting Littleton citizenry, their data and their, liberty. That's kind of where I'm at with CCTV, and if it's a good replacement as far as that goes, great. It's probably not going to help state police or federal law enforcement do what, flock can do in an instant, but relative to keeping Littleton safe in our community, I think that it could be a viable option. I just don't know, and that's why I wanted a presentation over the summer to kind of see the two.
So the other question is, if we're going to, let's just say we throw flock out and we're doing a closed circuit camera, are we opening up the police department to providing services for all businesses for closed circuit?
I don't think so. I mean, I think in an investigation, I would have to assume that the police department would go to the owner of the data and say, hey, do you have the tapes for this?
Right, but are we going to say that, if you give us money, we will be monitoring these? Because we're setting a precedent with this for Sam Park.
I see what you're saying.
Well, we haven't yet.
We would be, yes.
Yes. I think, we're not going to take public comment yet, if we do.
No comment, just a question.
Sure.
This was taken this morning at town and in the town center. That's a camera. What is that? It's right next to, right across the street from
Okay.
Baptist
We're having
Church.
this, we're having
Yeah,
a discussion.
Actually, on the side, go and ask Doug, maybe he can identify it. Looks like my trail cam in my backyard.
And I also would be concerned, wherever this flock thing goes, if we approve this today, but then at town meeting or wherever we had the discussion of a yay or nay to flock, if we say no, then all of these cameras are, essentially, they need to be removed anyway, right? So, just don't know that it's the appropriate.
Yeah, I'm not in a rush to rip them off the poles or anything. I think that there could come a time for that. We don't know, I don't know what the future brings here, because I don't have enough knowledge, and I don't know, is the federal part going to get more control over this, or are we going to just completely say no more private contracts with this type of data, or, those are the things I think that the community brought to us, that their serious concerns were. Outside of data, liberty, I mean, there was a pretty good list. So we're not going to turn, this camera is not being turned on today. I mean, we didn't put it on here to vote, it's a discussion. I don't think, I'm not comfortable saying that camera is a go, because we don't have a policy on other.
Right,
So
right.
it's going to sit there until we can figure out how to manage the rest.
My concern, the reason that I brought this forward, and you're right, the timing isn't right to make a decision on this camera, but so far the discussion has been surrounding all the other cameras except the Sam Park camera.
Yeah, it has.
And so I wanted us to start
Yeah.
filling in the discussion on the Sam Park camera.
Private property ones, they potentially can
And
pop
do it in a
up.
public way so that, we can continue that discussion. But certainly, no, I wouldn't expect us to make any decisions about this right now. I just keep coming back to why is the public involved in this? I would have concerns if I were somebody who was vehemently against block cameras and my town, and we had made clear that we didn't want flock cameras funded publicly, and the town entered into a bunch of private agreements to get them gifted, I would feel...
A circumvention.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
feel undermined. And so that's the other part of this that, I think we need to think through carefully.
Yeah, agree.
Tom, I have a couple questions for you specifically on the agreement. On item 3, the last line says, until the April 20, so I understand I'm known circumstances, blah, 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 until April 29th, unless the town's contract with Flock is terminated early or renewed. Is that or renewed or not renewed?
So you've got a 3-year contract.
Yep,
You have the right to terminate early if you choose to.
yep.
Or so by renewed, we mean enter into another contract for the same purpose.
So if we renew it, then...
This extends.
That's where...
We do a 3-year contract and then we would do another 3-year contract. Or a different length of time if you chose to do so.
Okay. It's kind of confusing on how that's worded for me, at least. And then item 4 says we're under no obligation to replace hardware that's lost, stolen, or damaged. Is anyone under obligation? And if their hardware is lost, stolen, or damaged, is he under obligation to continue paying us the gift?
So if it's, well, I guess in the first instance, we don't have to replace it if it's lost, stolen, or damaged.
Yep.
If Sam Park chooses to replace it, then we would continue with our side of the agreement. Is that your question?
Let's say that Sam Park signs the agreement and then tomorrow someone damages the camera and Sam Park chooses not to talk to Flock about getting a new camera. Is he still liable to pay us the remaining money?
I don't think he is if he's not getting the service now.
So I don't know how he gets out of it though. That's the question then, right? If the camera's no longer operational,
Right.
There's no out for him.
You want to build in an out for him?
Well, no, but if the camera's not operational, I don't know why he's gonna continue to pay. We're gonna be in this weird situation, right? So
Anytime.
Is the concern that somebody damages the camera, or the camera is damaged, and then we are still on the hook for the remaining, let's say, 6,000, and Sam Park isn't?
It's not being used, why am I gonna pay? Yeah.
We have the ability to terminate the contract with 30 days' notice throughout the...
Okay.
And we don't have to return an operable camera to them or anything?
That's comfortable then.
I don't think so. And in fact, I think insurance would cover it, but I will check into that.
Yeah,
It's a good point.
There's insurance too, yeah.
Our insurance or his insurance?
His insurance.
Okay, the other thing, so what do you guys think of that early discussion I had with we all have very strong opinions on this, and I know, and both ways, and I get both, in my own household, we're split on whether we're leaning this way or the other way, but I think this is, for me, and I'm not passing the buck, but the 121 individuals, well, actually, it was, I don't know what the percentage of the vote was, but that were there, it didn't have information on what exactly Flock is, the positives versus the negatives. We weren't able to have a discussion. I think I'd rather get that in front of a large group through community engagement and then at a ballot, which is not binding by any means, but it gives us more information, right? To see, okay, well, here's, the public is obviously very much against this, whereas I sense it probably is, and it's why we're not sitting here voting to turn them on. We're listening, but I don't know. I didn't know what a flock camera was until early before that meeting, maybe a week. So, and shame on me. But I think we have a lot more work to do as a board. Like I said, the CCTV, having the police come in and give us potentially some options that we have much more control over, data and information, and it still doesn't solve, your civil liberty questions. A lot of people have that, and I truly, believe me, understand that. But I also know just me carrying around this, I can be found anywhere in the universe. So, you're being tracked. But I think that technology, there's enough out there proven that it can be dangerous, especially in the hands of a private entity, right? Private ownership of it. That's the concern.
So I think if you put this out to a vote,
Yeah.
it's going to, majority are not going to support it. I'd be willing to bet it's at least 60 to 70% are going to say we don't want any cameras. So,
People spoken.
but that doesn't solve the problem that we're trying, well, it solves one of the problems with Sand Park, but, right, we say, no, we're not supporting a flock camera, but we still are back to square one of him not having cameras, right?
And how we help.
Which we pushed him to install, right? He needs security there. This was the quick and dirty solution to get there. The question is, do we want this solution or some other solution, right? And how we get to another solution.
Yeah, I mean, we're blessed. That, I know it's a traffic nightmare there a little bit sometimes, but one egress in and out in a major commercial area, hub of a town, is a pretty good thing to have when it comes to security. And we just haven't, it's just how do we, or he, move forward. And this was his way to move forward, and I think the Chief Bernard at that time was like, this is a great plan. We'll be able to, monitor when something happens, we can timestamp something, see what happened, boom, and figure it out. But we've dug a little deeper in this, and it can get much more darker than just that. So I don't have an answer besides bringing, he's not the only private mall, if you will, in the state. So what's everybody doing?
They have their own cameras and they will monitor them
Through a security office, right?
through a security office, whether they're flock or.
Yeah. I don't know if but that's not making anyone in the public feel uncomfortable. So. Yeah. Mr. Sanders, I was just reminded that you had your hand up. We'll take a comment on this.
George Sanders, 672 Great Road. Mr. Chairman, this matter is something that I certainly have some strong feelings about. First of all, the town is an entity of itself. Mr. Park complex up there is another entity. It's a private entity. I don't think the town need to be doing anything for that private industry over there. He donating $3,000 is a way to say, okay, well, I'll donate this, you can buy a camera, you can monitor it and so forth. We don't need to be doing his work. Let him spend the money to put in his security like other malls have in the state of Massachusetts. They got their own security that's patrolling. There's no reason for the town to get mingled into something like this with him, or either with 550 or 410. If we're going to put something in, first and foremost, we, the citizens of this town, should have known as to what was coming about, and we should have been told about, and not found out at the town meeting when someone says, no, we're not going to fund it. That was wrong. to the citizen in this town. First and foremost, you have to justify the security that you're wanting to put in the town, and we, the citizens, needs to understand it fully as to why you're putting this in,
We're working on it.
so that we know what is going on and we can support what we think that you're saying that we need here as a community. Unless you get that down, patent, and telling us, first and foremost, why we need it, that's the first thing, before we start talking about any funding. But when it comes to these private entities, no, the town should not be involved
Thank you.
with it. Thank you.
I think, George brings up points. We've heard that sentiment from, I just think that this board, we don't have the luxury necessarily to come from that voice completely. We have to weigh public safety versus liberty in some regards, which is really what we're talking about here. But I'm not looking at the point as something special, or you should have cameras up the point. I don't want them. That doesn't help my comfort level of the public safety of our people that are working, going, moving up there. He can just say, no, we're not doing anything, right? He could. That doesn't solve some of the issues we've had up there. And I would think that it's not going to solve some of the issues that we're going to have on the La Poli property once we have that.
Can I jump on the back?
Go ahead, then.
I was just had some comments I wanted to say, but on the tail end of what you're saying there was nothing nefarious by Chief Bernard.
It wasn't.
Getting on board and saw the positives, saw this as an asset and an aid to his department to be able to protect our citizenry and the 50,000 people that come through Littleton on a daily basis. So I think of my younger days. There was a drug called Vioxx that was a wonder drug for my osteoarthritis, and just I felt like $1 million. Then they said, yeah, stop taking the Vioxx because we just found out that kills you. So that's bad. And I kind of feel like that's sort of the same conversation here. Flock, it was sold as this great aid to law enforcement, and we're starting to peel the onion a little bit and see that maybe it's not the greatest thing in the world, but maybe there is something else that's going to come down the road that will be that tool that law enforcement can use, and it has proven to be effective. The Brown shooting. I mean, there's.
I've seen plenty.
There's a lot of positive, which I believe Chief Bernard that's what he was looking at, and that's kind of the bill of goods that he bought. And as our chief law enforcement officer and our senior law enforcement officer in Littleton, I mean, I trust every one of our department heads. I trust that they're in that position because they're the professional. And so I trust that he made that decision based upon the information that he had. And I just don't want people going down that road where we bamboozled anybody and
No, his lack of judgment in this was not informing the 5 board members up here of giving us a presentation. And so we fully understood it, and we could have had the debate, and we'd be having this debate however long ago.
6 months ago.
Yeah. So I agree there was nothing nefarious.
Thank you, Mark, for letting me go.
Can I put Lieutenant on the spot?
You stayed here, you're in trouble. I don't know what you're doing.
Do we have contracts with other private entities where we're monitoring their cameras?
No, not that I believe. No. And the cameras, as an investigative tool, as I know it, as I understand, with Flock is, the benefit to it is of that Flock system of, Groton has it, Air has it, and the sharing, and you can find someone who does a crime in Littleton and goes back to Connecticut, and the investigative tool of that. So there are cameras at the point. If there's a crime at Market Basket or a medical at Market Basket, we go and we work with our Market Basket private partner, and we get the video, and they put it on a hard drive, and they give it to our detectives, and we eventually get it. It's just they're not plate readers, so they're not tracking, they're not giving the demographic kind of residential area of things like that from like a video here. So it's a faster, expedient tool for us to work through some of the issues that we find in law enforcement. with the sharing aspect of it. The pictures of the vehicles, sometimes the cameras are good. They've got nice, clear video, and sometimes all the businesses don't have that. So we do, go and get the video, but it's that type of crime where, an elderly person drives off and we want to know which direction they went. We can say, all right, they're gone this way, or God forbid, a kidnapping, and we're looking just really to get ahead of those things really fast, real quick. It's the benefit of the tool versus having to, sorry, my manager's not in today, I can get you that video on Tuesday. And, we run into that, and on Tuesday sometimes is sometimes too late, so that's what, to speak to that.
So, to say more positives on the flock, if this contract is for one camera and it's isolated, then why isn't Sam Park just paying for it? And then we sign a contract or an agreement with Sam Park where he forks over his rights to the cameras to just the police department. So now we don't have to worry about, Sam Park doing whatever he wants with the data. We're more protected in our use of the data, right? Because we can control it. We can put the camera in a way that it only can see people going in and out of the point and nothing on 119. And then that would actually be better because you can't stop Sam Park from putting up a flock camera.
As I know it, he wanted nothing to do with the access of the information. He was happy, he knew the other ones were going in, and he was happy to, help us out.
So the question is there any reason that this contract with Flock is with Littleton rather than with Sam Park?
Other than Sam Park not wanting that.
Not wanting the camera or the
Not
data.
wanting
Not wanting to.
Yeah, he just
want access.
Yeah, he understood the license plate reader and the information that was given wasn't something that, it was something he understood the police department should control.
Right.
And
The Chief Bernard made it perfectly clear to me, it has to be, the contract has to be with the law enforcement agency. That's the way he explained it to me. It can't be with Sam Park. It can't be with a private entity because
we just
there's
found
no
it-
control. I'm just repeating what I was told, which.
Maybe it's because municipalities will only set their settings to only share with other municipalities, for example, and not with private entities, and so,
I'd have to look into it
it
myself.
could be a matter of, how useful it is in terms of the network. That would make sense, but,
Can I jump in?
yeah.
And I've never talked to the people at Flock, and it would be interesting to do so, and I'd be happy to do so. But, so what they're doing is they're taking a picture of a vehicle and a license plate, right? Anyone can do that. That's nothing anyone needs special permission to do. I think, at least in Massachusetts, what requires LPD to be involved is the access to the registry of motor vehicles to find out who owns that vehicle, right? That's the piece that needs to stay, at least I think in Massachusetts, with the government entity. So it's quite possible that Sam can have the camera, he just can't use the data set for anything other than.
It'd be like us just taking a picture with a camera of a car going by. What do we do with it? We don't have any.
And the police can go and ask Sam for that information, then the police can run the plate, right? But Sam can't run the plate, basically.
Right. But I think part of the Flock feature is the instantaneous nature.
Yeah.
I think they call them hot lists,
Yeah.
where, lists of stolen cars or people that the police are looking for, and if they get a read on that plate, then it pops something at the police station, if the police station wanted to pop something, to say this guy is now at the point.
There's a number of features too that Flock can do for you that we weren't going to opt into. Like, for example, there's some departments that right on their MDT and their cruiser, their laptops, if I'm just on patrol on Goldsmith Street, it would just tell me a stolen car came into town. Or it would just tell all our officers that, and we could all go, or there's an Amber Alert car in town, or there's the plate reader, and those are options that we weren't going to opt into. Our policy that we had written was more investigative, and it was only our detectives, the detective sergeant had access to it. So if we had an incident that occurred, he alone would be going into that platform and working through that investigation. Our patrol officers weren't going to get it like the immediate picture and the hot list and things like that we're speaking to. But yeah, just.
More to come. We're going to probably have you
Yeah.
guys in front of us.
I think it's a good opportunity. I'd be happy to come and
Thank
speak
you.
to on it. I
More
personally,
detailed.
admittedly, have to do a little bit more investigating on it, the flock myself. I have partners in the region that use it, and they have success with it. But I'm totally understanding of the town side of it as well. So I think a public forum or some kind of town hall or something that we can all come together, everyone, all the stakeholders. I'm happy to participate. So. For sure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
If I may, through the chair, if I can ask the lieutenant. So to have that capability to understand when a stolen car came into the town limits, or anything, we would get an alert. Isn't that, why wouldn't a police department want to have that access?
Yeah, it's a good tool for us. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just something. Again, I think we're being sensitive to the town at
Fair
the
enough.
time. I think Chief Bernard was.
Makes sense.
Kind of looking at that and maybe trying to get ahead of some of this in some way. It just kind of limiting the oversight or making sure the oversight was there, and it was used the right way. But yeah, it's a good tool. I mean, for example, like if it was live monitoring, I'm sure if another town was looking for a vehicle and it came into our region, we would all be notified. And obviously a good tool depending on the situation, but happy to work with the town and figure out the best case scenario for the system
Thank you.
if we adopt it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
So this is just another cog in our discussion, I think.
Yeah.
We got to keep moving this forward, and
Yeah.
we'll, like I said, you talked, we're going to have a presentation over the summer, just more details on some of the CCTV, so we can ask some of those questions on other technology available. It's almost like waiting for more technology to become available that we can get away from the private piece to this, but I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon, so. All right. Any other?
Good discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you for.
I can provide one answer
Yeah.
for a question Mark asked. So the question, if the flock hardware were stolen, we are not required to replace it, but if we want to reinstall the camera, we would be required to pay for that.
And just so you know that Attorney Harrington also, he shared information with us of some communities that have passed bylaws. So if we want to end up going that route, what the bylaws look like on basically how we would craft language and things like that going forward, so.
But it wouldn't affect this camera.
Yeah, that was, I guess, we didn't ask that.
Would it, if it were a town
Your
bylaw?
your email you shared with us of, I forget one of the towns, the bylaws that are being passed, some communities in the state.
Right.
Does any of that involve private property?
No, it only involves police access to the information.
All right, thank you.
In public, with cameras that are placed in public,
Yeah.
not on any private property.
Right. Yeah, you could have cameras all
No,
over.
it can limit, I think it can limit the police's ability to access the flock hardware system, regardless of where the camera is placed.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, thank you. I think some of the community, some of the deepest concerns are flock itself. Being not a police,
Exactly.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Tom.
Good stuff, though, guys. Thank you. Good discussion. Vote to authorize the town administrator to sign the intermunicipal agreement, IMA, with the town of Boxborough and Littleton Community Television. So I have that in front of me. I don't know if everybody's seen it.
Just, if I may, Mr. Chairman.
This is it annual?
It's every 3 years.
Every 3 years, that's right. Thank you. I should know that.
But I would like to shout out to Mark Corey, who did a good job. The costs associated are a little tighter than they have been in years past, and it was as a direct result of Mark recognizing a difference in personnel, and the salaries are different. They're lower of the people that are taking, that are working down there, so that is affecting the costs here. So Boxborough will be paying a little bit less than they have in years past. So kudos to Mark for doing that. But Mark and I met with the Assistant Town Administrator the other day quickly. He had possession of it well in advance. He reviewed it with the Town Administrator there and members on the Select Board, and it was acceptable to them. But I told him they're not meeting, I believe, and Select Board here, Littleton Select Board is meeting first. So I said, okay, we'll put it on for that.
So my concern is that not the actual amounts, but the increases, I don't think between the years are high enough, right? It's like a 5 or 6% increase, which doesn't cover the cost increase for us, right? That's not covering the increase that the town will pay for its staff.
With
COLA, STEP, health insurance, retirement, we're saying that's a 6% per employee per year cost increase? That seems really low.
Okay.
And my,
I'd like to have Mark's going to come out and speak to this.
There's also a clause in the contract that we can look at it each year. If we find that the costs aren't high enough, we can adjust it on the fly. So we're not locked into those. Those are just based on numbers that accounting gave me for figuring out something. So, but if it goes up 20%, we can go to them and say, we went up 20%. So there's that option.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, that is the big one, right? The insurance, as we all know. Any other discussion on that particular contract, the MOA or Boxborough? A lot of MOAs with Boxborough these days.
IMOs.
IMAs.
so we're good then?
Alphabet soup.
Move the select board vote to authorize the town administrator to sign an intermunicipal agreement, IMA, with the town of Boxborough and Littleton Community Television.
Second.
Moved by Mark, seconded by Chuck. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, guys. Okay. Accept the letter from the Park and Recreation Commission declaring a member vacancy and set a meeting date to make a joint appointment for a new member.
Thank you.
Okay. So they have a vacancy, and we need to set a date to meet to appoint someone.
Well, I believe, Mr. Chairman, that the date isn't set until there is a submission of a, from any
Okay,
interest.
that was going to be one. Is there somebody that they want to meet for?
You know,
Nothing yet.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Say that again? No.
So if I may,
Oh,
they,
sure.
they had to legally send you that letter stating that there was a.
There was an
vacancy.
opening, okay.
There was an opening because it is an elected position. Kate was elected, and so they legally have to take that vote, sign it, and send it to you that there is a vacancy. The
Okay.
date that you make the joint appointment is based on when you actually get an application, and there is at this point no application.
So this is something we can actually put on this, and any agenda on any.
Correct. When you were notified,
Okay.
exactly, then you
That's
would.
not how we did it for the planning board vacancy, right? We said applications had to be due by.
Well, that's because it was based on, we knew that we had an application, because we knew that,
When Anna resigned, we had three.
Margot.
Margot.
Margot, thank you, was applying. So we already knew that we had somebody who was going to apply for the position. We also knew that it was, we had a short window in order to get that person into position, in order to fulfill that, 3-month.
Yeah, before the
timeframe,
election.
Very short timeframe.
Right.
This is a little bit different because we do have until May of next year. However, they want to be able to try and find somebody, so we need to be able to put that out to the people so that somebody can actually apply sooner rather than later. And we do have a little bit of time, but, you know.
But shouldn't we set, shouldn't we say that applications are accepted till July 15th?
Yeah,
and
well,
then-
usually we say 21 days.
So-
From tonight, that we're looking for applications. Yeah,
Okay.
it's usually 21 days.
So we are effectively setting a date and a meeting. And
Well,
if there's no applications, then
You would extend the, yeah, but
Then it's
usually
first come,
the
first
time
served.
frame for the applications is 21 days. But the date of your meeting, if you don't get any
Doesn't mean that.
applications, doesn't, if you would set a date
Okay,
22 days from, you know,
okay.
all right.
you wouldn't be able to do it. So you might have to extend that application date.
Okay. So, but we are setting a date certain that applications are expected by.
When you put out that application, just like we, on all those vacancies, you would put it at the bottom saying it's a joint appointment.
I just didn't want it to be first come, first serve. There's a date.
Yeah, 21 days.
Okay.
So it'll go put up on the bulletin board and on the website tomorrow.
Okay. Do we need to vote on this, though? I don't, I mean, it's,
Just,
the joint meeting, we're going to request.
you're just accepting the letter from the Parks and Recreation that there is a vacancy and that it will be posted.
So that's their legal responsibility to us.
For a joint
Putting us on
appointment.
notice.
Yes.
For a joint appointment.
Okay. So we don't, there is no action until we have to make a decision. All right. Thank you. Next up, Town Administrator update.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the Select Board. A couple of things here. TJ Maxx, speaking of the point, is opening a camera store by the end of July. Bad joke.
I know where you're going with that.
TJ Maxx will be opening, the real TJ Maxx, open at the end of July at the point, and Barnes & Noble is looking for opening in August.
We have to push back a little bit.
A little bit. DPW is going to begin their single streaming recycling on July 1st of this year. And also, all departments will start their capital improvement plan for July 1st, and they'll be due at the end of July, on July 31st, as we go into the budget season. Yes, we are talking that already. We haven't even hit the new budget yet. Also, some impressive things on behalf of the town of Littleton, and just the way everyone really has, through the Select Board, the Finance Committee, Public Employee Retirement Administration, it's also Commission, it's also referred to as PERAC. And they gave us their annual report saying the strong progress of Littleton. And let me just quote, Littleton's funded ratio has increased significantly over the past several years, rising from 44.1% in 2020 to approximately 79% today. This places the town among the stronger funded municipal OPEB programs. OPEB, for those of you that don't know that, is an acronym for Other Post-Employment Benefits. That's essentially retirees. Programs in Massachusetts. By proactively funding these obligations today, Littleton helps protect future taxpayers, strengthens its long-term financial stability, and ensures the commitments made to current and future retirees can be met responsibly. So outstanding job by everybody here over the years. We have Route 119, the 119 bridge over 495, as we know, going a great road. That is going to be, DOT is working with LELWD and the town in regards to expansion of that and making it a little bit wider and more friendly for pedestrian, whether it be bicycles, walking, things of that nature. And that project continues to move forward.
What about the monorail from the point to 550?
No,
Not yet.
it was not.
No, it's going to be a subway.
It was what they're doing at Stone Mountain, the gondola. We're not doing it. Too
You
expensive.
just keep asking. It's like your aquatic center.
Eventually, come true.
Mass DOT awarded a $96,690 grant to relaunch the Regional Transportation Program. It's the Crosstown Connect that the town is familiar with. It's Connect Transportation Management Association to relaunch its regional transportation program serving Acton, Concord, Littleton, Maynard, Stowe, and so we're excited about that. We also have, as part of the project coordinator, what we've done to enhance some outreach, a number of different things, especially highlighting the town. Nancy has met with Tony and Mark Quarry about Town of Littleton video. I know that there was one that was done some years ago. We want to just build on that and freshen that up and to put that out there. We started employee profiles. Assessors is going to be the first one for the social media and the newsletter. Sent out the 2026 town meeting feedback survey. And we also created a business spotlight flyer and slash letter in which that I hand out as I go out to the businesses in town. And I have I am scheduled to go out every week for approximately 2 hours with a designated area. And this week it's Wednesday. And Nancy, we also have our project coordinator going through the website pages to make corrections and enhancements. Also add social media enhancements to our newsletter. And also, and lastly, Nancy has signed up for the Mass Municipal Association webinar, How to Master a Website Refresh. So we're a lot of great stuff going on. And we invite the select board to take a tour of the second floor. You were all very, very
I should have mentioned it.
instrumental.
I did take one.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unrecognized.
They're, it's
fresh paint, everything.
very, very appreciative. The staff is.
Great job.
The staff is very, very happy, and it's a great working environment. It's fantastic, and everyone wants to thank the select board for that support and that initiative on your part. And that's it.
Thank you, Jim.
You should have Mr. Yonley on your podcast to talk about the transfer station and the paving going around.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Maybe you should co-host.
I think Kyle just volunteered.
There we go.
That's a great idea, too.
It can be a comedy sketch.
Third base.
All right, we have minutes. Winding it up here, guys. Approved minutes for June 8th, 2026. Looking for discussion, corrections,
Look good.
additions. Very good.
Will the select board vote to approve the meeting minutes from the select board meeting on June 8th, 2026?
Moved by Mark, second by Chuck. All those in favor?
Aye.
There's no other business. We will look for a motion to adjourn.
We meet again before the 4th?
Let's discuss really quick. Are we meeting before the 4th? We are meeting. One more time, correct, the 30th.
We have a retreat and one item.
The retreat and the chief choice.
Yes. All right, so what we have decided, I will bring that up because that is important. We do have our select board retreat on next,
30, it's a Tuesday.
it's a Tuesday, so next Tuesday, right?
Right.
After the select board
Retreat.
retreat, which is from 12 to 4, we typically go off-site for that. And then we'll be meeting back here at 4:15 to do
Single item.
a single item agenda to discuss and interview, quasi-interview the next police chief. So we will be introducing that individual on potential individual, pending contract negotiations and all that. But it's kind of a come and meet and discuss with the chief, our selection for chief and how we're going to move forward. And we have a list of questions that you're welcome to listen in on from the public and get a good feel for where Littleton's headed with our new chief. So I can't get too much into detail because it wasn't an agenda item, but we did meet in an executive session, so I think we can talk about it. That was part of our executive session tonight. So we have a plan to move forward, and we will have that meeting on the 30th. So please come and meet your next potential chief on June 30th at 4:15. So thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Moved by Mark, seconded by Chuck. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Littleton. Have a good night.